Hello everyone, Tina here. Welcome to PHOTOPLAY's YouTube channel and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. I have a fun project to share with you. We are going to make some flurries. We have the brand new Flurry Snowflake die set. This has a beautiful detailed snowflake and then it has the shadow that you can cut out with it. Just gorgeous. And actually PHOTOPLAY paper has two more snowflakes that are brand new. I'm going to share them with you because they're pretty fabulous. This one has beautiful stitch detail, and then this one also is very detailed, but the special thing about this snowflake is it has an outline on the negative piece. So if you were to die cut out this with the shadow, you could very well do that, but the shadow is left with the real pretty detailed outline. So three new snowflakes. This one here is called Frosty Snowflake. This one here is called Crystal Snowflake. And again, we're going to be using the Flurry Snowflake for our card today. For my greeting, I'm going to make just an inspirational card. So we're going to bring in the Inside Out Thinking of You clear stamp set. And then I'm also going to create a background. We're going to do a little masking also today. I'm using the nested Keyplate die set for my background. So let's start off by doing our background. I'm going to take one of my nesting Keyplates. This one happens to be the third one from the largest, and I'm using some masking paper today. We're going to take a sheet of masking paper. I'm actually going to trim a sheet down to an A2 panel, so it's a little bit more manageable. I'm going to actually use the negative piece of this for my masking, so I'll trim this down and I'll be right back. Now we have an A2 panel of masking paper. I'm going to take my die. I'm going to make sure it's centered. Maybe we should use one size smaller. Instead of using the third from the largest, I decided to use the fourth from the largest. A little bit smaller so we have more surface area around our masking paper. I'm going to tape this down and I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. And once I run this through my die cut machine, I'm not going to use the positive. Put this to the side. We could actually use this on another card. I'm going to use the negative. I'm going to take my card base. This is the PHOTOPLAY paper Say It With Stamps card base. I'm just going to, it's pre-scored for you, so all I have to do is reinforce that score line. And we have an instant card base. I'm going to take my mask and we're going to tack this down to the front of our card base. The colors of ink that I'm using today are a blue and a purple. These two blend really well together. Really any kind of combination of inks would work. I'm going to start with my pink, and I'm using Distress Oxide inks today. And I'm going to add color to the very bottom. I ink blended all the way up to the middle. And then I'm going to take my blue ink, I'm going to flip this around. My next color is going to be blue ink, and I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to meet in the middle, and these two colors blended will create a real pretty purple. So we'll add ink blue on top here, and we're going to blend these two together. After we have our blend, we're going to go ahead and remove our mask. And we have a beautiful outcome here. Next, I'm going to take some white ink, and just using one of my paint brushes, I'm going to do some splattering in my background. We're going to set this aside to dry, and in the meantime, we are going to do some die cutting with our snowflake. Today we're not using the shadow, we're just going to use our snowflake, and I'm going to die cut this out 6 times with white cardstock. I will do that and then I will be right back. Aren't these gorgeous? Just beautiful snowflakes. Now I'm going to put 3 of them to the side, and then the other 3 I'm going to trim. I already did one. I'm going to do a little bit of nipping with these, just using my scissors. I'm going to take away some of my edges. Okay, so I have 3 snowflake centers that kind of look like flowers, but they'll layer perfectly on these snowflakes. And I do want to mention with these leftover pieces, if you want to make a super large snowflake, it'd be very easy to do. All you would do is find a place where you would want to attach it to your snowflake, and you can make these even bigger if you wanted to by just adding a little bit of glue with those. You can see that you can do lots of layering with it. Okay, now I'm going to take these small pieces, I'm going to put a foam square behind them, and then we're going to layer these directly over the snowflake centers. If you want to offset them, you can, but I'm just going to replace them over the existing center. So now what we have is some snowflakes with some beautiful dimension. Let me show you. Beautiful dimension here. Now, next I'm going to take a glaze, a clear glaze, and we're going to add some sparkle to our snowflakes. This is a clear glitter. And it's just adding a little bit of glitter to the edges using the glaze. You could use glue also. It's just a matter of your preference. I'm just going to add a little bit to some of the edges of my snowflake to give them a little bit more of an icy look. We'll do one at a time. And then I just go over it with my glitter. I'll use my tweezers. Give it a nice little tap here. You see how sparkly and glittery that is? It's just gorgeous. I'm going to put this aside to dry, and I'm going to continue with my next ones. Okay, our snowflakes are all done, and we have some pretty sparkle on these. I'm going to put these to the side, and now we're going to work on our grading. For my grading today, we're going to be using, again, the Inside Out Thinking of You stamp set. And I thought You Are All Kinds of Awesome would go perfect with my card today. It's just an inspirational greeting, great for lots of occasions. I'm going to stamp and heat emboss on some black cardstock, so I'll place this in my stamping positioner. I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool, and we will go over our cardstock here. I'm going to go over my greeting with my watermark ink, and we'll just give this a good press. Next I'll add some white embossing powder, and we're going to heat emboss our You Are Awesome. Give that a little tap. I'll melt this, and then I will trim this out. And there is our greeting. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add our snowflake. I am going to add a little bit more dimension with another small foam square. I'm just going to flip these over, add it right behind that centerpiece. And since we have 3, I'm going to layer them maybe a little bit overhanging. I'm not going to commit. I'm not going to press down on them just yet because I'm going to play around with my placement first. But let's go ahead and add some foam tape. And I think those are positioned perfectly, so I'm going to press them right in the middle. I'm going to show you how beautiful this looks. They kind of look like they're floating. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to take my greeting. I'm going to add some foam squares, and we're going to pop this up as well. Lastly, I'm bringing in some crystal drops. We're going to add some pearls to our snowflake centers, and a few in our background here too. And that will finish off my card today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.